Ruben Amorim has been at Manchester United for just 4 months, but with a record of 10 wins, 4 draws and 10 defeats, it's difficult to identify any real improvements since the days of Ten Hag. So, are Amorim's tactics working, or are we merely witnessing the same issues rebranded under a different manager?
Hello there.
While some fans believe he is steering the team in the right direction, others argue that his unwillingness to adapt tactically has led to its current predicament. In truth, this debate could go on indefinitely, but a closer look at the underlying stats might just tell the real story of how the team is performing under his management. The decade since Sir Alex Ferguson's retirement has seen a tactical tug-of-war at United, with some of their best periods coming when they've embraced chaos and played in transition. However, as the game evolves and seasons become more congested with fixtures, competing at the highest level increasingly demands greater control during matches. In this context, Amorim was appointed for his commitment to the possession-centric yet high-octane style he successfully implemented at Sporting, which sparked much anticipation for how United's build-up play would evolve. So, how do United play in the build-up? While the speed of their direct play, measured by how quickly they advance the ball toward the opposition goal, has decreased from 1.1 meters per second under Ten Hag to 0.9, their number of direct attacks per 90 has increased ever so slightly from 2.6 to 2.7. This indicates a shift towards a more controlled and cautious approach to possession, resulting in a notably slower progression up the pitch. However, the team's sluggish pace isn't entirely intentional, but rather arises from their struggle to advance the ball quickly while maintaining possession. Additionally, when faced with sustained pressure from an opposing press, their back line often resorts to kicking the ball long, which disrupts their build-up play altogether. Indeed, while De Ligt, Maguire and Lisandro Martinez are certainly capable of carrying the ball forward, none have the speed to cover large spaces. Lenny Yoro, on the other hand, is fast but still has room for improvement in the ball-carrying department. Meanwhile, Onana's distribution, the primary reason he was signed from Inter Milan in the first place, has been uncharacteristically poor so far this season. As such, with the current crop of players executing it, United's build-up play has been marked by difficulty balancing patience and urgency, resulting in fewer productive periods of possession. It seems Amorim's priority now should be to maintain shorter distances between the lines and restore Onana's confidence sooner rather than later. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far, subscribe so that you don't miss out on our future videos. Analyzing United's performance in the opponent's penalty box reveals a somewhat perplexing picture. Despite perceptions of a blunt attack under Amorim, the team's goals per 90 minutes have actually improved compared to earlier this season under Ten Hag. However, expected goals and quality shots attempted have decreased, suggesting that while wastefulness in front of goal was previously the main issue, a lack of chance creation has taken over that mantle under Amorim. Since his arrival, United have averaged just 9.5 chances per 90 in the league, down from the 11.7 created per 90 under Ten Hag. Even during last season's disappointing 8th place finish, the team still averaged 11.5 chances per 90. This underperformance is particularly evident on the left flank of United's attack, which has been a strategic focus for Amorim. With Bruno Fernandes and the left wing-back pushing high to create overloads, one would expect more dominance in that area. However, despite having numerical superiority, United have largely struggled to assert themselves in these scenarios, failing to win loose balls and lacking the cohesion needed to execute the defense-stretching switches that characterized Amorim's Sporting. But perhaps most troubling for the Portuguese manager at this point is his team's lack of initiative, as seen in the recent 2-2 draw against Everton, where it took a Fernandes free kick to spark United into action after a sluggish first 70 minutes that generated an expected goals of just 0.04. Amorim still has considerable work ahead to establish attacking patterns that yield consistent results. To watch our analysis of how exactly Ruben Amorim has changed Manchester United so far, click the first link in the description or the card in the top right corner. Among forwards with over 900 minutes played in the Premier League, Joshua Zirkzee's average of 2 shots per 90 ranks him 36th on the list of 58 players, while Rasmus Højlund's 1.2 non-penalty shots per 90 places him 55th on that list. That should be enough to illustrate United's troubling situation up front. It will be unsurprising for United fans, but the team still lacks a coherent attacking unit that maximizes the strengths of their center forwards. For one, Højlund is simply not being found enough in the attacking third. Looking at his passes received in the Premier League, Fernandes has been the player who finds Højlund the most. But it's rather telling that Lisandro Martinez, Mazraoui and Onana have all passed to Højlund more than Amad Diallo, Alejandro Garnacho and Kobbie Mainoo this season. The lack of service to Højlund is certainly striking, but it can also be seen as a two-way issue. Does he do enough to command more possession? While Amorim's system emphasizes patient build-up, it also encourages direct play when needed, as evidenced by about 10% of United's passing being long balls. The striker is expected to hold it up and link play through quick combinations with supporting attackers. However, despite being 6 foot 2 inches tall, Højlund has struggled with the target man responsibilities his role demands, winning just 22% of his aerial duels this season. He is also involved in a mere 1.3% of United's creative phases, underscoring his peripheral role in build-up play. But for Amorim's attacking unit to thrive, he surely needs to contribute more to get more. Another pressing issue for United is their lack of alternatives to Højlund. Amorim initially experimented with Marcus Rashford as a number 9 in his first match in charge, but that option is no longer viable after the player was banished from playing due to his off-pitch attitude and subsequently loaned out to Aston Villa. Zirkzee, meanwhile, has faced similar challenges with channel running and physicality as Højlund. However, it's worth noting that he isn't the out-and-out striker Højlund is, and excels more in the number 10 role, where he has the freedom to operate in half spaces. To assess whether Amorim's tactics are working at United, the answer is twofold. On one hand, certain changes, like the tactical demands he places on his back line, have hurt the team. On the other, his tactical approach has shown that, with the right athletic profile of players, it can prove successful. So, while the discussions about the effectiveness of Amorim's 3-4-2-1 formation will be more pertinent a year from now, the current challenge ultimately lies not in the system itself, but in having the time and the appropriate players to implement it effectively. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more football news, stories, and insights. Also, don't forget to hit notifications so you never miss a beat. And with that, we'll see you in the next video.